Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about angle measures and segment lengths. A lot of times we'll see chords in it and some tangent lines. Okay, so here's our two methods, so go ahead and pause the video and write everything in. Okay, so basically these are always going to be your arcs, whatever your arcs represent, whether it's degrees or a variable, and this will always be the angle that it opens up to. Okay, so this is my angle opening up to my arcs. Okay, if it's on the inside, what I say is if you're in a circle of friends and you're on the inside, you're always going to gain more friends. So that's why it's a plus sign. Okay, these ones, all of my angles are sitting on the outside, so I'm going to lose friends because you're on the outside of your circle. Okay, so this is my arc and my angle that it opens up to again. Okay, and again, notice it's not touching the opposite side of the circle, so you're not halving and doubling. Okay, we have specific equations. So angle on the inside, gain friends, plus sign. Angle on the outside, lose friends, subtraction sign. Okay, and remember your arcs are what always go inside your parentheses, the arcs that they open up to. Okay, so first off, a secant line that intersects a circle at 2 points. All right, so remember secant lines continue. Ooh. A secant ray starts with a starting point, so I could say either BA, shoot off to the right, or AB, shoot off to the right. A secant segment is going to end. So normally we call that a chord. Okay, so in the circle below, so first we're going to find angle A. Okay, it also says that arc BC represents 15, and DE represents 35. So my angle sitting on the outside, so if I'm on my outer circle of friends, I'm going to lose it. So I have my angle equals, so my angle represents A, 1/2, and I always do my bigger arc minus my little arc that it opens up to. Okay, and then I type it in my calculator, and I get the measure of angle A to be 10. So now I want to find angle BFC, so this one. So now my angle's on the inside, so I'm going to represent angle BFC is equal to 1/2. Since it's on the inside, I gain friends. That it opens up to these two arcs. Remember, arcs are the pieces on the outside. So the measure of angle BFC is going to be 25 when I type it in my calculator. You can use 0.5 instead of 1/2 if you want. Okay, this one. Opening up to this. Remember, these represent the arcs. My angle is the x, so I know it's x equals. And it's on the inside, so I know I'm going to be adding. So 1/2 the arcs that it opens up to I have, so I just add them together. If I type it in my calculator, I should get 93. Okay, my next one, remember these are my arcs, so I have my angle equals 1/2. My angle sits on the outside, so I'm going to lose friends. So I'm going to subtract my bigger one from my smaller one, and I'm going to get 35. Okay, my next one, these are the arcs it opens up to, so I know my angle is x, 1/2, my big arc. If I want this, I know all the way around is 360, but what I do not want of that 360 is that 120 and that 65. So to find my big arc, I do 360 minus the parts I don't want, so 120 and 65, so this is 175. So I do my big arc now minus my little arc, and I get x to equal 55. So sometimes you're going to have to find one of your arcs. That's what makes it tricky. Okay, my next one, my angle that it opens up to is this. I don't have anything represented there because x is opening up to the wrong one. So we're going to find y first. Okay, it's sitting on the inside, so I got y equals 1/2. Since I'm gaining friends, it's on the inside. I'm going to add. So y is going to equal 24. I'm going to use that to find the other one. So these two make up a line. So if I do 180 minus that 24, I'm going to get my angle x. So just realize you're only finding the angle that's opening up to those arcs. Okay, so let's say we want to find B first. I need to find this arc because that's what B is opening up to. So I'm going to do 360 minus everything else. So 135, 66, and 108. And I'm going to get 51. Now I can work angle B. So angle B is on the inside, so I'm going to add the arcs it opens up to. So I have those arrows. So 66 plus 51. Okay, so if I do that, the measure of angle B is going to be 58.5. Now if I switch colors, A opens up to all of this. So I'm using these two arcs. So it's sitting on the outside, so I'm going to subtract. My big arc that it's opening up to is that 135 minus the little one, 51. So my A is going to be 42. Okay, you might have two other examples in your notes that are not in this. They are on the previous video if you need to go ahead and look it up. Otherwise, just ask me in class. Okay, so this is X. It's opening up to this one and this one. So this one is missing. So I'm going to do 360 minus 255 to get him. And I'm going to get 105. Ooh. Those are what represent the arc. So I've got X equals 1/2. My X is sitting on the outside. So I do its big arc that it opens up to minus its little arc because he's going to lose friends. So I'm going to get 75. Okay, so I'm going to represent it as question mark. It looks like I also have this missing. Well, if this would have been 20, I would have done 360 minus 20. Problem is it's not. So this is going to represent 360 minus X, whatever that X is supposed to be. Okay, so my angle represents 76. This is an arc, this is an arc. So that's what's going to go in the parentheses. So now I've got 76 equals 1/2. My big arc is 360 minus X minus my little arc. Okay, so I've got 1/2, 360. If I bring these together, I got minus 2x. So I could distribute this half, or I could multiply both sides by 2 if I want to get rid of that fraction. Since they're even, we can go ahead and distribute it. So I get 180 minus x. I'm going to subtract that 180. And get negative 104 equals negative x. Divide by negative. I get my x to be 104. Okay, it looks like I have, here's my angle, and I have the two arcs it opens up to. Okay, so remember, the angle, not the arcs, is equal to 1/2. My big arc represents x, minus my little arc represents 71. So in this situation, distributing a half is going to make it ugly. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 to cancel this. So I'm going to get 94 is equal to x minus 71, and then all I have to do is add that 71. All right, this next one is extremely tricky. So I know it's going to be 45 equals. I'm missing both arcs. So I'm going to represent this one as x so that I know that this is 360 minus x. Okay, so then I can do 1/2 my big arc minus my little arc. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 and get 90. I'm going to combine those to get 2x. Subtract 360. Divide by negative 2. And get 135. The problem is my question mark represented this. So I need to do, not that, it represented this. So I need to do 360 minus that 135 to get the question mark that I actually wanted since I represented them as different things. So this is a very high level question. For those of you that think the rest of them are pretty easy, that one is a very difficult question because you had to represent the outside as 360 minus x and the inside is x. That is hard. Okay, my next one, here's an arc, so that means this is my angle. So 95 equals 1/2. I'm on the inside, so I'm going to add. So x plus 55. Times it by 2. So I get 190 equals x plus 55. And then just subtract that 55. Anytime you see that crisscross, it is not coming from the center, so I'm not doubling it out. Or it doesn't touch the opposite side, so I'm not doubling it out. It doesn't come from the center, so it is not matching. That is why we're doing this equation, because it doesn't come from the opposite side or come from the center.